Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the Blackest Night WonderCon exclusive White Lantern Sinestro. Of course, I'm very excited to have this guy. Just got him off eBay. I was unfortunately unable to attend WonderCon. And these figures are continuing the San Diego Comic-Con line, which you can see up here, the red, orange, yellow, green, and blue Sinestro. I mean, Hal Jordan. I heard these were an absolute nightmare to get even at the con. You had to wait in line to get a ticket, and then you had to wait in line to get the figure, and just ridiculous. And their prices online definitely reflect how hard they were to get. I think the cheapest one you can find is a Green Lantern, and he runs you about $100 plus shipping. The rest will run you between $130 or $150, if not more. So, as you can see, I still have Sinestro in his plastic wrap from WonderCon. Let's actually pull him out of this. And White Lantern Sinestro is one of two exclusives. You can see him there on the side of the box. On the back here, you have a look at the other exclusive figure, which was on Black Lantern Hal Jordan. I won't be picking him up much like the rest of the figures. I really don't have a strong desire for them because they weren't really part of the story. However, White Lantern Sinestro was, and the Green Lantern will be getting a different one in Wave 6, sorry. So, that being said, get a look at all this nice art on the box. Of course, limited edition 1500, WonderCon, White Lantern Sinestro, wearable White Lantern power ring inside. So panning back out, the box has a Velcro snap here. You can see White Lantern Sinestro in the packaging, his base and his ring. Over here you have a picture of the other figures, and it says, "Let there be light. Blackest Night Collector's Action Figures Series 1, 2, 3, and 4 in stores now. Order yours today." Actually, at the time I'm making this video, and at the time this was released, Series 4 is not out. Series 4 is due out next week. The only figure from Series 4 is Kyle Rayner here, that they show in this picture. The rest of them aren't shown. So that's kind of strange, but oh well. And here it says, "The Green Lantern Corps has faced many trials and encountered unexpected allies during the War of Light. The onset of the Blackest Night hearkened the return of Necron, Lord of the Undead, Master of the Black Lanterns. Many throughout the universe, hero and villain alike, will feel the evil touch of the black rings of power, and not even Hal Jordan, the greatest Green Lantern of them all, is immune. As the war on life is being waged across the universe, one will rise to turn the tide. The White Lantern, the earth-shattering secret of Sinestro's ascension as the ultimate champion of life, unfolds as the effects of Blackest Night continue to be felt." This is Blackest Night Power Rings, Black Lantern Death, White Lantern Life. Let's get one more good look at Sinestro in the packaging here. Very nice detail on him. So that being said, very glad to have this guy. Let's pull him out of the packaging. And here we have White Lantern Sinestro out of packaging. Now, really quick just to get out of the way, the White Lantern Power Ring, as you can see here. Of course, it's the same ring as all the promotional rings they've been releasing for Blackest Night. It's just a small piece of plastic with an expandable tab, so it'll fit pretty much anybody. So that being said, let's actually go on to the figure itself. Of course, very nice. Let's get a full 360 of him. Now I've got to say, the one thing that I really encounter a lot with the Blackest Night figures is that you get them out and they have like, their articulation is definitely there, but they don't want to move through their full range. Sinestro moves through his full range nearly flawlessly. He does 360 degrees at the arm, goes up to about here, and bends at the elbow. Of course, goes up to here on the other arm, bends at the elbow, and spins the glove. Also spins at the glove on this arm. Of course, let's see. Head goes up and down and does 360 degrees. Legs go out to here, bend at the knee, go back to here. So very, very nice articulation in Sinestro. Very free moving as well, which is a very nice improvement over some of the other figures. So that being said, let's go into his White Lantern base. As you can see here, it's pretty much completely translucent except for the White Lantern symbol. Of course, Sinestro fits on the base just fine, no major problems. It does seem like when you put him on here, as you can see here, he's kind of one foot is actually off the base, but it's such a minor problem that you won't even notice half the time. So that being said, let's actually go on to detail on this figure, which, as you can see his face there. I don't have the DC Direct series, Green Lantern Series 3 Sinestro anymore, so I can't really tell if they've done any major work on the face sculpt, but it still looks very nice. Of course, you can see all that detail down his costume. and his ring. Oops, zoomed out a little too much. I really wish Blackest Nightline would do a little more, put a little more effort in on their rings. Once again, that's just a silver lump of plastic on his finger, but you know, not a huge deal. So very nice all around. So panning back out here. White Lantern Sinestro will run you about $100 right now on eBay. That's with free shipping. Most guys are throwing in free shipping on there. So I've got to say, if you're collecting the Blackest Nightline, your collection is not going to be done without your White Lantern Sinestro figure. And if the previous wave is any indication, price for these things are only going to skyrocket. So I would get yours now. Luckily, I actually do a lot of business with a particular seller off eBay, so I managed to grab mine for only $75 with free shipping. But I believe they went for $25 at the con, and you could buy, like, each person could buy 3. So I mean, this a fantastic moneymaker for some people. But that being said, this is JTrain997. I love White Lantern Sinestro, and I think any Blackest Night fan should pick him up. And that being said, I'll see you soon, YouTube.